3-2. All right. Let's do one of these.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Central Texas, where we think more expansively, love more completely, and live more joyously. All right. And thank you to Glenda for a wonderful meditation. You guys for that. Enjoyed that very, very much. All right. Well, let's look at our opening affirmation, which is in the top of page 4 in your programs. All right, and it says, we believe that there is an infinite power and wisdom that creates everything. We are expressions of this same power and wisdom. The thoughts, beliefs, and expectations we entertain with the most energy become our experience of life. When we change our energy and our attention, our experience changes to match. All right, and many of you remember Melissa Collins, who was a member here for many years over at the Q. Her birthday is tomorrow, but today we're celebrating the birth of Bing Crosby, Pete Seeger, James Brown, James Brown, and Frankie Valli, a different kind of singer, but very, very good on of his own. And many of you will remember the first infomercials, really, by Ron Popeil.
Oh, gosh.
The Pocket Fisherman. I don't remember what else there was, but I remember that.
Line stutter or something.
Yeah, you got me. And then Christopher Cross, who liked to go sailing. So that was that. All right. Patrice's GoFundMe is still active, so if you have something to help her out with, please do. We're working down. Nobody has said, hey, we really need to do this book, so I'm leaving it up to me to choose the next book unless somebody has an idea that we really need to do this book next. Hint, hint, hint. But that'll be on. And I'm going to be doing a regular spiritual practice workshop here. It is different, slightly different than the one we did over at the Q. But that'll be on May 20th. It's a Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8. And we need to RSVP so we know how many materials to have ready. But I'd like to invite Glenda to come up and do an opening reading and treatment.
From our new Saints of Mind magazine this month, Gandhi says, prayer is not asking. It is a longing of the soul. It is daily admission of one's weakness and a heart without words than words without a heart. Yeah. So, let us open up our hearts for a few moments and just breathe in that breath of life, that fresh air that awakens us to the realization of who we truly are, that we are God in expression, that we are life in expression, that we are love in expression, that we are the expression of God's earthly plane. And joy and wonderment of being in this place of knowing and receiving and giving of ourselves the gift of life that we are and that others are to us, that we are one in that knowing of oneness, wholeness, completeness. Right here, right now, as we are, with nothing else to add or subtract. Just love, pure love. And so today, as we come together in community to share, to care, to learn, to grow, to be with each other, to be touched and to touch each other, we just are grateful for the message in the music and opening of our minds to a greater flowing of love and life and laughter. And so we give thanks. We give eternal thanks for all this, all that we are, all that we are becoming, all that is, just as it is, right here, right now. And so it is.
And so it is now.
So it is now. So this morning we have with us Jimmy, Joe, and Natalie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on around. Don't we move that chair, Jimmy? Is that a new one?
What's new is my album. Got a new album, and actually Clark hosted my CD release party a couple of months ago, and this is the title track. I've got my keys, bags are packed, I'll lock the door, feed the cats. Today, there's no more to say, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. When you're down, you need someone, call on me, consider it done. Today, it'll be okay, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. All the doubts troubling me, I can see the light of a brand new day. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. I've made a choice, I have a plan, I'll take the world by the hand. A new day is here to stay, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. And all the doubts troubling me, I can see the light of a brand new day. I'm on my way, I'm on my
Beautiful.
Thank you, Jimmy Joe. All right. Let's do one of these to start. Let's see how she goes. All right, this morning we conclude our, that lasted about that long. Take two. This morning we conclude our 4 agreements for April series that we started a few weeks ago, where we've reviewed the wisdom of Don Miguel Ruiz's that he presented in his popular book, conveniently called The Four Agreements. Very good, you got it. Why was this book so popular? Well, certainly anytime Oprah recommends anything, it guarantees a certain level of success and a high level of sales. But I think there's something much more fundamental to the success of this book. The writing's clear, and it's not terribly jumbled up in jargon that's confusing and hard to understand. Yeah, he gets into the Toltec culture and some of the beliefs. And in a way, I kind of wonder if that's just it's valid in and of itself, but I also wondered, is it just satiate our paradigm that wisdom has to be somehow exotic and different in order to be relevant to us, or new and different, right? But he does a good job of laying out the reasoning and the sequencing of the agreements as he goes along. But most of all, I think this book resonates with just about everybody, because at some level, we've all agreed to these agreements. Okay? Each agreement, be impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. Don't take things personally. And today we're adding, do your best. All those are pretty relatively simple things. They're also very familiar to us, because it's just advice that we've gotten in many different ways, dressed up in different ways, our whole life, in one form or another. So there's a built-in level of agreement with each agreement. And while we may not have said them exactly the same way, we've all agreed to them. And I think that's why they resonate with us. Like so much other wisdom that's presented to us in all the ways that it's presented to us, the real question isn't, do we agree with his premise, but the real question is, how well are we doing implementing and embodying these ideas into the living of our daily lives? And to his point, we've all collectively agreed to these agreements, but how well are we doing being impeccable with our word? How well are we doing not taking anything personally? How well are we doing not making assumptions? And now today we'll ask ourselves, how well are we doing at doing our best? Because wisdom is available to us in this modern era in ways and at a volume that has never been available before. And it doesn't seem to show any signs of letting up or slowing down. Actually, quite the opposite, right? Thanks to ye old internet, we're drowning in information. But what we really need is wisdom, and I think we're at that phase now, the end of the information age, where we're starting to discern the difference between information and wisdom. Again, accumulating wisdom is phase 1 of our spiritual journey of self-realization. Applying that wisdom is phase 2 of said journey. So the question comes, how are we doing? Okay? What score or grade would you give yourself in the implementation and remembrance of these agreements in the daily living of your lives? And I will never ask you to do anything that I don't do for myself. To be honest, I'd give myself a really solid B-. Okay? Honest, okay? But I'm pretty tough with grades on myself. Okay? And we'll get into why here in just a little bit, okay? I'm doing okay, I gotta say. But like any new effort, it's certainly a lot of room for improvement, right? I'm doing it partially because I've committed to doing this series, right? And I may be doing it at a slightly different level because I've agreed to cover one agreement per week in a talk like this, okay, each week. But still, the opportunity is not greater for me because of that, and less for you because you're not doing that. The opportunity for self-realization and the personal growth that inevitably follows that realization is hardwired into life on this plane of action. And I don't know what to tell you about other planes of action because I've only got a ticket for this flight, so as it were. This opportunity is equally available to all who have ears to listen, to all who have eyes to see, and to all who have the knowledge and start adjusting our expressions. Now, can we all agree? Haha, see what I did there? Talk about agreements. Can we all agree that hearing and seeing something and then actually acting upon it are not the same thing? We are exposed to all kinds of stuff all the time, good ideas, left, right, front, center, forward, back, up, and down. Okay, good ideas aplenty. But what are we doing with those good ideas, right? That's the real question. I cannot tell you the number of Spanish courses that I have bought and taken and attended over the years with the grand idea of this is a really prevalent language in our modern culture. I'm going to learn how to speak with people. Great goal, great goal. And to date, I have only a slightly larger understanding of the language and ability with the language than being able to read the menu at Maudie's Tex-Mex. Okay? Why? Because I do not utilize the language on a regular basis, right? Same with spiritual wisdom. I cannot tell you the number of courses and spiritual books and tapes and seminars and workshops I've bought and attended and will continue to buy and attend over the years. The difference is that I've prioritized the spiritual part of my life, and whilst the implementation of that wisdom is not perfect, I'm a much further along on my spiritual path than I am being able to speak Spanish fluently, because I'm utilizing it on a daily basis through my spiritual practice. There you go. Okay. All right. So this week's agreement is always do your best. That's right, little Johnny. Do your best. Okay? What did it say in the Whiplash movie I just watched? That's good enough is like the 3 worst words you can tell somebody. You know? Okay. Anyway. Always do your best. Your best. What is your best? Well, that definition, like all definitions, will be morphing and changing over the years as we live longer. As we do more things, as we try more things, as we engage more things at deeper levels and measure our personal success in those endeavors. My best now is and should be different than my best 20 years ago or even 20 minutes ago. And it'll be different than it is 20 years from now. But the bigger, really the real question, the realist question is it my best? Really? Really my best? I mean, come on, Walt. Is it? And if I can't be honest with myself, how will I ever be impeccable with my word with others? And when I don't be impeccable with my word long enough, it wears on us, okay? Wears on me, okay? Over time. Here's to the reason why I'm a little harsher on my grading curve on myself. Years ago, I ran an old Texas saying that said, things do say, there's a lot of lazy in that boy. And I like that. I really like that. And I like it because it resonates with me. And it resonates with me because, to be honest, it quite aptly describes me for a good portion of my life, even still times currently. I've always prided myself on being quite efficient with my energy and my resources, which is the polite way of saying I'm lazy. Okay? Okay. I would like to say that I always give it my best, and I always do it, but honestly, in retrospect, a lot of my life was lived with just getting by because of some personal family stuff that went on early. Getting by was the goal for a long time, and it was hard to move beyond just getting by. Okay? Seeing what I could do, the least I could do to get by, and the minimum effort required. Not something that I'm proud of. Woohoo, look at me, I'm lazy. Okay? But it is, I have to, a part of our self-reflection is being honest with ourselves, and so it's an honest assessment. I know where this started, as I said, some family events and whatnot, but I developed my work ethic from minimum wage jobs, like many of us did, right? As a teenager, just show up, don't break too many things, look busy whenever the boss is around, and get paid, okay? That's the exchange. But now there's a part of me that recognizes the deeper cost of never drawing deep into the well. If I avoid drawing deep into the well now and again, long enough, I'm not really sure if it's there or not. I'm not really sure if it's available when I need it or not. Now, I like watching movies, and action movies is one of the genres I like to watch because it's the tale of the hero's journey of the old myths that Joseph Campbell told us about, right? And in every action movie, in every hero's journey, there is that point of ultimate crisis that's been building for the last 90 minutes or so, and it comes along, and the star has to dig a little deeper, find one more effort, find one more ounce of courage or strength, find one more collaborator that will help him push and over the tipping point and win the day, okay? The thing to remember is that in an infinite universe, there's always more available. There's always more of everything available. All the time. Everywhere. Even when it doesn't look like it. Just know that it's there and that it's available to us as we do the things that keep us available to it, whatever that is for you. There's always a way through, around, and beyond whatever obstruction is currently blocking the way or blocking the view. And also remember, we are not doing this life alone. We're not, okay? We are never limited to drawing only upon our individual history and resources, even though that's the first place we start to look. As in expressions and individualizations of the infinite, we are also drawing upon so much more, individually and also collectively. So, doing our best is best engaged and embodied when? Now, right? This moment, right here, right now. Why? Because this is the moment where we are all currently living our lives. This moment this morning, everybody in this room and whoever's watching on there, all decided to be here at this specific time to do this specific thing together. Okay? Yay. Glad y'all are here. Otherwise, I'd be standing in an empty room by myself. But I'd be here because it's my best. No. But this present moment is when we're living our life. And now, this present moment, and as they go, this present moment, and so on and so forth. What that best looks like will always be different because there are tons of factors that affect what we believe our best to be. How available we believe our best to be. And how effective we believe our best to be in comparison to whatever is before us. And the quality and the effectiveness of our best, that's really not the thing to be measuring. It's more about building and developing a paradigm that at any point, at any time, no matter what is or isn't going on, no matter who is or isn't cooperating according to our preferences, we can always bring our best into the mix, into what's going on right now. And by doing so, we start to realize that there's really a lot more available to us. There's a lot more a lot more to us than what we typically assume. Uh-oh. Wait. Stop. I'm not supposed to be assuming things. See how they're all tied together? See how they're all woven throughout our interpretation, our engagement, and evaluation of the living of our life? These agreements they're baked in to the paradigm. All right, do your best, but dig this. Our best is not some magical panacea that will solve everything everywhere all the time. It's not, because it's not about that. It's about moving through this moment, being fully present and engaged as much as we can, and then moving on to the next moment without regret for what was or what wasn't in that last moment. And the longer string of moments we can create where we can honestly, and I mean where we can honestly say that we gave a pretty good version of our best at that moment, the happier our lives get in very short order. Rees shares, as you build the habit of the 4 new agreements, your best will become better than it used to be. Better than it used to be. Doing our best, keeping these agreements. We begin to grow in ways that we could never have imagined before, because we're growing and deepening and connecting with the flow in ways that we haven't before. Not that those ways didn't exist, weren't available before, but now we're making ourselves available to them in ways that we didn't before. Better than it used to be. Your best will be better than it used to be, better than we used to be. That's the ultimate goal of any of this. Better at what, you say? I'm glad you asked. Okay? Better at everything. Everything. And that's the eternal promise of life. See, the more we pay attention, the more present we are, the better we are at engaging whoever and whatever is before us in this moment, then the better we engage all this from a place of more broad and deep perspective. And the more we're presenting the best we have in this moment. It is not ever the best for all time that will ever be. Okay, that's again not the point. It's just the best we can do in this moment. And as we do this, as we give our best, whatever that looks like, everything gets better. Everything? Yeah, everything, okay, gets better. But he does share this warning. If you're trying to do your best and you knowingly don't, if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustration, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. Frustration, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. That's about sums up the list of things that we get all tangled up and blue about our past about, right? Because what is regret? Regret is really wishing, or more aptly, regret is knowing, actually, that you could have done better, could have done something different than you did, and you chose not to. Sometimes that realization doesn't come along until later, and when we're reviewing our whatever, it comes in hindsight. But it still comes along if we're continuing to observe and grow. And any moment that we do as close as we can muster to our best, we get a sense of completion with that moment, and we can let it go and move on to whatever's next. He goes on, he shares, doing your best, you're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself. It is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. What's one of the most common, one of the most common quality, I don't want to say qualities or what's the one, anyway. A lot of depression comes from not going out, getting out, doing, acting. It's like, what's the point, right? It spirals upon itself, right? But that sense of action, of doing something, anything, it doesn't matter what it is, especially if you can do it for somebody else, it gets it out of the me category, and that's very helpful. but the action itself is what helps us, makes us feel intensely happy. Now, as I previously described in my work ethic, or lack thereof, was based on action when reward was offered. You offer me money, you offer me recognition, you offer me an ego boost, woohoo, I'm all in, right? But what I've come to realize is there's a much greater reward in being at peace with my past. I don't know about you, but something I've come to accept over these many decades I've been observing, I can't change the past. I can't. But I can change my relationship to it. Yeah, I understand. Quantum studies are telling us now that you can influence your past because the past is actually going on in an alternate universe at the same time the present's going on. Oh, rock on. Intriguing idea. Way to expand my sense of and my paradigm. Great. But so what? Really? As far as this reality goes, I'm living and experiencing this reality here and now. Here and now. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, shares, accepting the lessons and experiences of the past and taking the best from everything, we should press boldly forward, looking ever for the truth. And the best way to be at peace with my past is to do my best here and now whilst incorporating the wisdom gained from my previous efforts. That's all. And that's, strangely enough, the same as making my future better. That's something I can look forward to for myself and those around me by doing my best here and now and incorporating the lessons learned from my previous efforts. Ruiz shares, learning from your mistakes means you practice. Look honestly at the results and keep practicing. This increases your awareness. If you live in a past dream, you don't enjoy what is happening right now because you will always wish it to be different than it is. And then he shares this. He says, don't resist life passing through you, for that is God passing through you. God passing through you. Whatever that looks like at the time, man. Whatever that looks like at the time. He shares, if the first three agreements will only work if you do your best, right? Again, the implementation and embodiments of these agreements comes at your current level of awareness, understanding, belief, and expectation. And the more you do, the more you realize there is that you can do. And the more you do, the more you realize there is to do. And the more you do, the more you realize that you can do. Adopt these four agreements and respect their meaning and power, he says. If you break an agreement, begin again tomorrow, right? Just like any other part of your
Regular spiritual practice.
their day. We were talking earlier about not meditating for a day or so, right? For whatever reason. Doesn't matter. It's not the end of all time and the end of your spiritual journey. It's just a slight interruption, a pause, which we're all going to take from time to time. Okay? When you meet it, when you mess up, when you miss the opportunity, you don't beat yourself up. You just start over creating a new string of days where you do it and know that's doing your best. That's the way we build a greater life here and now for ourselves, and by default, a greater life for everyone else around us at the time. Holmes goes on, he shares, we should give the best we have to each other and to the world in complete abandonment of the self to the larger life. Do it not for the ego, but for the joy of fully living your life. Doing what we can do in the way we can do it, consistently doing the best we can, intentionally doing our best and relaxing into the absolute knowing that we are contributing something divine and wonderful into the collective mix. And knowing that as we do this and as we keep doing this, contributing our best to the collective mix, we and those we love and care about will have something divine and awesome to draw back from the collective mix when we need it the most. And so it is now. All right, thanks. All right. All right, thank you very much. Let's look at our weekly affirmation, which is on the top of page 6. It's also on the little card by the door. You can take with you if you are so inclined. Let's say this together, and it says, when I intentionally do my best in this moment, whatever that looks like, it is my best at this time. By drawing deep into my resources, I expand what I believe possible by means of me. Each effort draws upon previous efforts and resonates with all future efforts to come. All right. So let's give ourselves the gift of our good attention. Just take a deep breath or close our eyes or reposition our physical form and just remind ourselves that we are present, we are here, this is now. And we are provided with and supported and supplied with everything we need to be doing this activity in this moment. And we can draw upon a deeper sense of awareness, a deeper sense of self, a deeper sense of possibility and expectation to approach and engage and express in this moment our absolute best, whatever that looks like at the time. Just the idea of not trying to just get better, but to bring our best, bring it out, know it's there, take it out and play with whatever a little bit, and know that there's much more than that available at any time, anywhere, any situation. As we continue to do this, intentionally bringing our best to every interaction, to every reaction, to every conversation, we start to elevate what's going on by means of us, and we start to elevate what's going on all around us. All we can do is our best in the moment. And yet that best begins to expand, begins to look bigger, look better, look bolder, look more authentic all the time. And as we continue to draw deeper into our resources, into our sense of who and what we are, what is possible by means of us, we find there's a lot more available to us than we previously thought, than we previously imagined, than we were previously told. As we extend what we believe possible, each effort draws upon previous efforts, and each effort expands and resonates with all the future efforts to come. We love this wonderful teaching in all the ways it shows up in our lives and reminds us of the spiritual principles at work in all of life, and the spiritual tools we learn here so we can direct those spiritual principles intentionally with definite purpose and expansive ideas moving into our regular living of our life. We love this community of like-minded individuals that love and support each other in all the ways we get to do that throughout the week. And we love this beautiful day and this beautiful life and this beautiful time together this morning that is divine, that is wonderful, that reminds us of a deeper wisdom that we all have, that is always available to us when we do things like this, that keep us reminding us of it, that keep us drawing upon it so we know where it is, that it's available, and keep us available to it in deeper ways all the time. Loving this with deep joy and appreciation and gratitude, we release this completely into the law, knowing it has already responded to this by bringing new ideas and new opportunities and new interactions to our attention that can help fulfill and lead us on to the next greater understanding and expression. Loving it all, we release it completely, as we say together. And so it is now. All right. And now we come to the time where we support this wonderful work we're doing together. And by our support, we take the value we receive from the world for the value we bring to the world, and we pass that along with love and appreciation. As we do this, let's say our giving affirmation in the middle of page 6. And it says, divine love consecrates my gifts. They go forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. They are evidence of my commitment. They do their good and perfect work and return to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is now. All right. And now Jimmy Joe's going to do a couple of more songs. Your new album you have with you, or
I have a few.
he has a
with me.
few special copies available
It's also available online.
on the places. All
On one
right. And are you
place,
playing anywhere we can come see you out in the world?
Barton Creek Farmers Market, usually the first Saturday of the month. Next month it's going to be the second Saturday, June something.
Okay, cool.
I went through a breakup recently, very painful, and there's a song I wrote about 25 years ago, but it, became relevant again. Ooh, I've got a hole the size of Texas right above my solar plexus, just about where my heart used to be. She was my one and only, now I'm feeling oh so lonely, since I lost the most important part of me. Guess I had the gumption to make a bad assumption, one that made her go from here to gone. My bloodline just got shorter at the end of my aorta, don't know how to ever carry on. I gave it all I had to give, the best way that I've learned to live, lay my heart out there for all to see. Then I lost my lover and my heart ran for cover, now I miss the most important part of me. I've got a hole the size of Texas right above my solar plexus, just about where my heart used to be. She was my one and only, now I'm feeling oh so lonely, since I lost the most important part of me. Crimson pump within my breast, no chance of cardiac arrest. I have no heart to wear upon my sleeve. My coronary artery has ceased to be a part of me. I don't have the heart to grant myself reprieve. I've been feeling sicker since the day I lost my ticker. It's a wonder that I'm still alive. A miracle of science, I'm the king of death defiance, 'cause I don't need a heartbeat to survive. I've got a hole the size of Texas right above my solar plexus, just about where my heart used to be. She was my one and only, now I'm feeling oh so lonely, since I lost the most important part of me. I'll never be her hero, now my heart rate stands at 0. I don't guess she'll ever come back. I'm not feeling any fresher now that I have no blood pressure. At least I'll never die of a heart attack. I know this sounds bizarre, but I am beyond CPR. I've got nothing to resuscitate. No need to cut cholesterol, the damn thing's missing after all. I need a heart-to-heart, but it's too late. I've got a hole the size of Texas right above my solar plexus, just about where my heart used to be. She was my one and only, now I'm feeling oh so lonely, since I lost the most important part of me. Since I lost the most important part of me. Thanks. Well, that was kind of the point. When I wrote the song, it was go through the pain, feel it all, but then don't forget to laugh whenever you can. And so yeah, I've been going through the pain and looking for those moments, and you know, I'm looking forward to someday getting back in and giving it all I've got again. Thank you, my friend, for lending me a shoulder. It doesn't get easier as I grow older. You reached out to me, heart wide open. You gave me reason to keep on hoping. You listened to me, held me when I cried. You awakened in me a part I thought had died. You filled me with passion and laughter. You held me close the morning after. We had the love and the chemistry. I know you and I were not meant to be. It was too good to be true. Now I have one thing to ask of you. Do you have any friends like you? Someone who cares, smiles when she sings, always speaks her mind, but not so that it stings. Someone who can make me blush when she flirts, makes me laugh until it hurts. I'd really like to know, do you have any friends like you? Someone who cares, smiles when she sings, always speaks her mind, but not so that it stings. Someone who can make me blush when she flirts, makes me laugh until it hurts. I'd really like to know, do you have any friends like you? Do you have any friends like you? Do you have any friends like you? Like you.
All right, thank you again, Jimmy Jones. Yeah. I like your perspective, and life goes on and love continues in many, many different ways. All right, now we come to points of moments of gratitude where we are grateful for things in our life or demonstrations of applying these principles and having good results. I'm digging May this year. What? I mean, May is usually my toughest month of the summer because it's the first where these 100-degree days start to come, and it's beating you over the head, and you think, oh God, it's already started. And now it's like, feels like February. I'm looking for my sweatshirt and my long johns and my stocking cap in the morning, and I'm looking for a t-shirt and shorts in the afternoon. It's great, great. So there's that. I'm grateful for that. Anybody have something to share? Or yes?
I just want so much to be grateful for to begin with. But the one thing I'm grateful for is that I have the time and the resources to go and finally do my Camino.
Mhm.
Leave on the 12th and get back July 2nd, and whatever happens in between, I don't know. My intention is to walk the full Camino, but that could change. But I'm just looking forward to the experience, to pushing my boundaries, to connecting with whatever to connect with, to getting some insights, and to coming back kind of refreshed and ready for my next journey.
Cool.
So I'm just grateful that I am able to do that.
All right. Well, yay God for that. All right. Yes, Clark.
Well, the list would be long if I listed everything, okay, but I'm gonna limit it to right now. And I'm so grateful that Tom and Linda have returned safely to our community here. I'm glad for each and every one of the people here today, and Jimmy Joe, this moment, and this day, being like what you said, very pleasant for this time of year that we've known, and that all our dogs are getting along well. They're little things, but they're very important, because without them, we would keep searching for something, and it's right here. It's all right here.
Yeah.
We're swimming in it, So I'm grateful for what exists right here, right now, in this moment.
Cool. Very good. We are too. Yes, Tom.
Well, I'm just grateful that Linda and we had this great adventure exploring the Great Lakes and in the fall and the falls. And it was a great trip, and there was a lot of adventure involved in it, and we made everything. The timing on all of it was perfect, and things just fell into place. And Niagara Falls was awesome, and it was just exploring a part of the country that we'd never been in before. It was really a great time and a great opportunity. And we're glad to be back. And this May weather is phenomenal.
Yeah, enjoy. Well, yay God for that. Donna?
Well, I am grateful for a friend, my best friend in high school and college, who died this week. Another shock, and it was sudden, nothing wrong with her. She died from a reaction to a dye that the doctor put in her eye. Yeah. Oh, goodness. She was my age, and all these years we've been close. She could make me laugh like nobody. She had the most infectious laugh, and if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have gone to college. One day during summer, she said, what do you do, after we graduate? And I didn't have the kind of parents who said, oh, you must go to college. It wasn't that kind of thing. I didn't really think about it. And she said, no, you're going to college. So I did. And we would travel down Van Nuys Boulevard on Wednesday nights. That was the thing to do in San Fernando Valley when you were in high school. And we'd stop at Bob's Big Boy, and she would order two big boys, one no Brel and one no mayo. I don't like mayonnaise. She didn't like relish, and she would steal the salt and pepper shakers. And she thought it was funny, and then her dad caught her one day, and she had about yeah, and so he made her take that. But that was Jill. Her name was Jill Beth, and she would call me. Never forgot my birthday. It's a lot this year. The past year, what's happened with my friends.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, glad you have that time together.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at your opportunity for application in your life. Take a second before starting or reacting and see how well you're doing in keeping the agreement of always do your best. There's always more to draw upon within and around you. And everybody say thank you to Clark.
Thanks, Clark.
Gee, thanks. No, say gee, thanks, Clark.
Thanks, Clark.
All right. 'Cause I didn't know there was a fifth agreement. Wah, wah, wah. Spoiler alert until he said something a few weeks ago, and I went and looked at it. But there's more. We're going to close this out with one more week, okay, because there's a lot more still in the book after the listing of the agreements. But you all may not be here next week. I may not be here next week. But I want to give you your completion certificate for the 4 agreements, if you could pass those out. And this will help you remind, I'm not a fan of the coloring of the fonts or the background that make it hard for me to read it, but I trust it's legible to you. And the main thing is, just keep them in front of you, keep it available to your awareness. And if you're like me, you tape something, oh, that's great, I'm going to tape it to my monitor. And you notice it for about 3 days, and then after a week or 2 goes by, about a month later, you go, oh, yeah, I remember taping that up there. So put it somewhere where it's more of a pattern interrupt and something that will remind you to remind yourself. But anyway, we'll cover the 5th agreement next week, and our musician is going to be Josh Wheeler. Do that. All the announcements are the same as they were. So let's look at our closing affirmation and read this together to come together in consciousness one last time. One more time. And it says on page 7, I am an expression of infinite divine creative intelligence. Knowing a joyful serenity awaits my recognition and acceptance, I take this moment to deepen my understanding that I am perfect, whole, complete, and dynamic. My soul is forever established in life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. I lift my eyes to the divine in me, in those around me, and in all of life. I walk out into the world with an uplifted heart and a mind open to the infinite creativity of all life, and so it is now. All right, thank you very, very much, and have a great afternoon. We will see you next time.
There is
Remember the, I don't remember the title of the fifth. I just know there
Oh, be skeptical. It's on the program. I don't dig that choice of that word. He's talking about questioning things, which I think that's how I appreciate it. But it's be skeptical and learn to listen.
And we're doing that next week.
Let me get this one out.
Ah, okay. Good.
One more set.
Okay. Strike the center. Strike it.